and welcome to Critical Critique Winter Seasonings. Gonna sprinkle a little bit of that salt bay on there, just
A little bit of that cinnamon on the eggnog.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna talk about the winter 2020 season, going into the new year. What shows are coming up, what shows are left over, and yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. So let's go straight off the bat with Haikyuu, which is yeah, a show I don't watch.
Which is gay shit.
It's sports anime.
Which is
Who cares?
I knew a girl at Polytech who was really
Well,
into it,
it's a little bit harsh to say who cares, because apparently this show cost them.
Apparently, people do care. Think how many adaptations there's been.
Yeah, and
I know, but it's sports.
yeah.
and it cost them massive rise in volleyball teams in Japan. So people do care.
It is
Stop being
it is a
pedantic, Ellie.
very, very popular franchise. Well, no, because it's a very, very, very popular series. Even if I personally don't have much interest in it, I can respect the fact that it is very well liked.
And I've
Yeah,
heard
good for it.
good things about it, good animation, all that stuff.
Yeah, I've seen some clips. It's got some moments.
It's like it has some of that sexy show to ass on it. So I mean, yeah, something for everyone.
Oh man! All right, so I guess moving on, we have Railgun T, so certain scientific.
Oh fuck yeah!
The second part in the continuation of the year of this of the Toaru series.
No, it is the year of the toe man.
Yeah, I haven't caught up on me railguns. I think was it S?
It was
can't
Railgun
remember.
S.
I think it was the
Yeah,
second.
Railgun
one.
S is the second
I
one.
think that was when I finished that, and I haven't kind of picked it up since. So I should probably look at getting back into the old Railgun.
Yeah, Railgun is pretty
Railgun's
good. Like I think I watched like a couple of episodes of it, but I have to like sit down and watch have to go either sit down and watch it fully. But Railgun's pretty good. It's got Mikasa and it's got some more of the level 5 espers, and something very cool is going to happen in this season, which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, no spoilers.
I'm not spoiling it.
Yeah, it's just
okay.
it's a nice side story. It's the Toaru series as a whole is just one giant universe, and it has room for all these hundreds of characters, all named and backstoried.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, the Index is getting a part 3 that's being released in February.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Interesting.
Yeah, the year of Index is continuing into the next year.
It's gonna be a big time for
Hyper
fans of
than
that.
the year of Luigi.
What?
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to more Index shit.
Yeah. So moving on, we have another thing coming back. We have Palamagi Madoka Magica side story. So yeah, didn't expect to see a new one of that coming.
It's based off of the MOBA game. And it has and it has characters. I really hope. I'm not sure if I've shown you this, but the transformation sequences in that are very bizarre. Like it's very artistically interesting. I think I posted one in chat, which is just like their summer outfits.
I vaguely remember either you or someone else posting like a video of it, or maybe it just got recommended to me. But I've seen some of the art stuff in the game is very interesting. It's a very interesting style.
If I had a phone, I'd actually play it, like just because the premise sounds interesting enough. So I can't really vouch too much about the story. I'll have to actually do research into the story on its own. So I don't know. It has 24 episodes, so it might actually just be adapting front to back.
Oh,
wow.
24 episodes would be a natural improvement if this was like the original Madoka Magica.
Yeah, I haven't watched. I never watched the original, to be honest.
It's not that great.
I know.
Like
of it.
it's overhyped. Like it's not that great. Like it's like Madoka Magica the original. It's like an idea that could be really good, but it needs polish.
I legitimately enjoyed the original one, and I would actually suggest you watch it at some point. Actually, I'm not sure if I'd recommend the compilation movies over watching the original one, because I think the compilation movies actually did a pretty solid job, and then it leads very naturally into a Rebellion. But I have mixed feelings about Rebellion, but the original TV anime was legitimately great.
Yeah,
Oh, well,
I know
I mean,
more.
I think the animation and some of the like, especially some like the environments that takes place in is very interesting. Like a lot of the streets are barren, and it sort of encapsulates like this feeling of isolation, like being in a situation where you can't escape from. So there's some good things about it. I just feel like it wasn't put to its full potential.
Speaking of the backgrounds, Inu Curry did the background art of that, and he's actually going to be the one directing this at Shaft. And as far as I know, this is his first on his own directorial role. So he's actually chief animation director.
Maybe I'll give this one a chance. Like maybe I will give it a chance then, because
yeah,
I might. This might be a
It
this will
might
be a maybe for me.
Yeah, I think it's probably gonna be fine. It looks like it's got that Shaft level of quality.
Yeah, it
to
looked
it,
very
so
shaft
we'll
already,
have
and
to
like
see.
I can already saw the empty, the symbolic emptiness and all that stuff, and the buildings
Symbolism.
distant and distant and foreign and cold, and despite being modern and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's one of the things
Alright.
I really liked about Madoka Magica. But we're in the reads, so.
So moving on, we've got Pit, very simple name. A psychic suspense story. I guess someone else should fucking read these things because I'm fucking my reading comprehension is fucking terrible.
The psychic suspense story revolves around people who possess the ability to infiltrate people's minds and manipulate memories. Their powers have been used in the underworld for covering up incidents, assassinations, and other deeds. These powers can not only destroy other people's spirits, but also corrupt the user's own hearts at the same time. The users had to protect their fragile, insecure hearts as if chained to each other. They are called pets out of fear and despising. Is that despising or despairing?
I don't fucking.
D-E
I thought this was.
Despising. Yeah, that's a weird.
I thought this was like last season, or like it was on the list for last season. Maybe it got delayed. Or something.
I'm getting like massive like Persona 5 vibes because Persona 5 has something similar like that as well, where like the Phantom Thieves go into people and steal their hearts, or steal the like basically their corruptiveness, so they become like better people and yada yada yada, and societal commentary and all that shit. It's giving me a lot of vibes about that.
Well,
it looks interesting.
Persona is a fun RPG with some, character growth as its main story. This is a mystery, which is something very different.
Ali, I would say that Persona has a lot. Like, I would say Persona's a bit more than just a fun RPG, dude. Like, it has themes, it has characters that are very interesting.
Well, no. To go on off of that, a lot of the more recent Persona games do actually tend to have mystery element. 4 especially, and I'd say 5 as well. So I can see the similarities in that regard.
Not 3 so much. But I do know that number 4 is basically like a murder mystery, and now it's not great as
Scooby and the Gang.
But back to Pit itself, it seems fine. It'll probably be alright.
I might check it out. It seems interesting. Like
Let's see who says Gino Studio. What have they done in the past?
Yeah, I was wondering too because I'd not seen them before, so I was thinking.
They have done. They're the people who adapted Golden Kamuy.
Huh.
Oh, they're the people who directed Genocidal Organ.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, well, maybe this has got some promise to it.
Yeah, I might watch this.
In animation quality.
Yeah, at the very least with animation quality. I'm not sure it's based off of a manga.
I mean, Genocidal wasn't bad for the date, the time it came out, but it could be way better. Like, some of the scenes are very choppy.
So, moving on, we've got Nekopara.
Nekopara is Nekopara.
The long-awaited, highly anticipated Man, how long ago? How long ago was that Kickstarter? Fucking a long time ago.
2014, wasn't it, or 2015?
Yeah, it must have been 2014, 2015. It was a long time ago.
An actual production takes a lot of time and money, so I'm not really surprised.
It does.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. I'm not like. I'm just trying to like think about the history, right? Like, because Nico Power is.
As long as we don't get something that has like the lackluster quality of the OVA, I think.
Yeah, like the OVA wasn't bad, but they skipped out all the sex scenes. I was like really disappointed.
Well, I don't expect there to be any sex in this, to be honest, because it's gonna be for TV anime. Well, it's gonna be for TV anime, so I don't.
Well, I'm still gonna watch it
really
anyway because I actually like Nico Para.
You know. Yeah, I don't really see it. Like, I think it'll be ecchi, but I don't see it like being full on bloody porn if it's gonna be for TV anime, right? Like, let's be real here.
Well, they got real voice actors for this also, so that helps. Hey, Mr.
The production quality is Mystery Cat.
Mystery Cat, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, hard watch. Yeah, like I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, it looks alright. I also noticed that the studio is called Felix Film, which I don't know if that's like just a coincidence considering ReZero and Felix, but
considering Felix the cat in Felix.
Yeah.
You mean
I find
Felix,
that to be quite
Felix, as in the Latin name for cat.
Yeah, it's quite interesting.
No, it was an old cartoon in the US. Felix the cat.
Yeah, Felix.
Oh, yeah, I remember that shit.
Yeah, so I think it'll be interesting more from just kind of a, you know, see how they go about it type way. But yeah, it's good to know. So who wants to introduce the next one?
Somali Tomori to Kami-sama.
I think I saw the trailer for this quite a while ago, and it seems interesting.
Yeah.
The world is ruled by spirits, goblins, and all manners of strange creatures. Human beings are persecuted to the point of extinction. One day, a golem and a lone human girl meet. This is a record of the pair, one member of a ruined race, the other a watchman of the forest. Okay, yeah, it's a father-daughter story. Okay, that's gonna be wholesome as fuck. Calling it now. Oh, Satellite's working on it.
Yeah.
I might watch this. It looks
wholesome. Some wholesome shit.
Yeah, I might watch this. This looks wholesome, so I might watch this.
Yeah, and well,
and actually, oh no.
Well, no, I'm watching the trailer also, of course, and it looks interesting.
Yeah, it gives me Made in Abyss vibes, like the style gives me Made in Abyss vibes.
I don't really agree with that, but that's of course personal opinion.
No, well, I mean in terms of look, not like tone or anything. Like the art style direction.
Oh, the painted painted backgrounds.
Yes, that gives me Made in Abyss kind of like vibes in terms of style. Not like I don't expect this to be like a fucking depressing. Like, I don't expect it to be a journey into the wonderful world of depression. But
if you want that, just watch Technolize.
But it seems like it'll be good. I can see why it's quite high on the list this year. Or on this season,
13 out of what would be 30? It's just like halfway. And only it's fairly low considered.
Yeah, well,
it's sixth on this list and 13 of the entire.
13 overall, yeah, because the leftovers I believe are counted below.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, moving on.
Doro Hedoro.
Got a.
Yeah, Mappa is producing an adaptation of a manga I have not read in ages.
I've heard good things about this.
Is it any good?
Oh, it's great. No, like if you haven't read the manga, I would actually suggest reading it now. I know somebody who's more caught up on me, and he's kind of like sketchy about the CGI being used. I think this is probably one of the more the first time Mappa has done a CGI heavy anime, so it'll be kind of interesting to see how they or if they manage to make it work. Well,
judging from the trailer, it seems It's not Berserk 2016 levels, but it
Okay,
does
good.
have.
It's more of Knights of
It does
Sidonia
look.
level.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. It seems alright. Yeah.
I mean,
So,
and the
looks like it'll
studios
be an
are
interesting
getting
one.
more apt at using CGI, so. And they're not doing 100% CGI. Those bodies with their heads in the wall were 2D.
Mm.
So not
Yeah, it's gonna be a
not
bit of
everything
a mixed.
not everything is CGI. And it's better if not everything is. Inspector at the young age of 12, Kotaro Iwagana Iwa Iwa Naga was abducted by yokai for 2 weeks and asked to become their god of wisdom, uh, mediator between the worlds. The girl agreed at the cost for her right eye and left leg. And now, whenever they have a problem, they go to her, and some boy comes in and stop scrolling. The thing scrolled away.
oh, sorry. Like, wait. It control like what?
No, I think it's.
There's a yokai inside Ellie's computer. We have to
Yeah,
call this girl. But
No, I was like, I was just reading the thing. I didn't know I didn't know it was like affecting your fucking scrolling page. What the fuck?
No.
no, it's not synced up like that. But no, it looks like something
Yes.
that would be interesting. The premise and just like how it sets up sounds kind of like what's that thing airing this season, Assassin's Pride or something? Thing I
Yeah.
still need to watch because reasons.
Mm.
I saw some screenshots and some things, and I was like, yeah, this is me.
oh, it's what I read was super serious, but apparently this is just like some kind of comedy.
Mm.
So it's comedy
Oh, well.
mystery.
Yeah,
Oh, well, seems interesting enough. I think I've seen a more. The trailer they had was really short. I think I've seen a more extended trailer of this, and yeah, it seemed alright.
I think
can't complain.
I will be watching this because I find
Yeah,
the premise very much focuses on the girl, and then suddenly some boy comes in, but
yeah. I've put a lot of things on the maybe for me this season. Like a lot
Yeah,
of these
same
are just
here.
gonna be kind of. A lot of these are just gonna kind of be, what piques my interest at the time.
yeah.
So moving on.
Plunderer.
Yar har.
Harg me hearties, I've come to steal your booty.
Every
It's
human
a lot to be
born.
shonen, so I guess this is going to be some ass pirates thing.
As pirates.
What the
Yeah, I
hell?
don't
Probably
think we've had
get
a pirate
Ram Ranch
anime.
in an anime adaptation.
Like, have we ever had a pirate anime?
No, wait. Look at this description.
there was a-
Look at its synopsis.
One Piece.
Okay, that's the only pirate show we have.
No. Look at this description. The synopsis.
It's the
Oh.
year 305 on the Alcyon calendar, and the world is currently being controlled by numbers. Every human born is branded with a count. This count can be anything: the amount of kilometers walked, or the amount of people who have said your food is tasty. That's really dumb, but okay. If your count drops to 0, you'll be sent into the abyss. After Hina's mother's count dropped to 0, her last request was for Hina to look for the legendary Red Baron.
That sounds stupid.
It sounds
That does
really
sound-
stupid.
How the fuck can it
That
count?
sounds-
How the fuck can it go down to 0? Like, if you're someone who's like, oh, your food's tasty.
I don't know, I guess magic, but like at the same time, it's like that's a lot of that seems very arbitrary. Okay, if you did not have to worry about going to the abyss, so as long as people didn't say your food was like tasty, like couldn't you just make disgusting shit for the rest of your life,
Yeah.
like just piss and everything?
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
So
I,
it's in like
yeah,
some
it's a weird premise.
weird real life trigger warnings or something like, no, don't say that around me. It will cause me to die.
Somebody just starts screaming it over the internet at you.
Yeah. Just get trolled.
Hey, does anyone remember that movie where like time was like a currency or some shit? Like, what was it called?
Death Note.
I don't know.
No, not fucking Death Note. There was a movie where basically people had like numbers on tattooed on their wrists that would count down, and when it went to 0, they died. And like time was like currency and shit.
I don't know, but it's like
it reminds me of that movie.
But it's like yeah, it's pretty weird. It's only anime, right? It's very, very anime. But yeah, I'm probably not gonna watch that.
Yeah,
it's a bit too silly for me.
It sounds boring.
So next we have Darwin's Game.
I've actually heard of the manga. I've actually heard of the manga for this. I've heard mixed things.
Well, it looks like there's a vampire girl. So
You mean twin-tailed lily girl?
chains.
Blonde lily?
Twin-tailed Lolita vampire girl with a fang.
Oh
so,
yeah, the fang.
Oh,
Yummy.
awesome! I'm down. I ever told you that I'm pretty sure I know where I got that fetish from.
Dancing the Vampire Bund.
Not
No. This goes back a bit further.
Evangelion?
So
No.
no. So back when I was really little, like 7, 8, 9, whatever, my grandmother liked Anne Rice stuff, right? Right.
Yeah, well.
Point is, there's a character who is like the Anne Rice version of the 1,000-year-old vampire lolly thing, and I think that concept stuck with me ever since I was little. And which means that I can actually blame my grandmother for like there's a direct correlation between me watching something with my grandmother and me fapping the Shinobu Dojins. There's a direct line.
fucking amazing.
That's
So I'm
neurologic.
watching the trailer, and it actually does look kind of interesting. Where there's some phone app, and they have to fight other people. And
That was a survival game thing.
it's a survival type thing.
Game, yeah, it's very survival game.
It's Fortnite.
It's Fortnite,
the animation
edition. Yeah, so it seems like, based off what I'm seeing, the guy's power is just gonna be that he has guns or something.
No,
Like,
it's not.
So he's
No,
American.
it's not superpowers. It's just you are now do this or you're going to die. So he's.
But
there's-
he like summons a gun in the trailer.
No,
like,
no,
there's a thing where the...
he's not summons a gun. It's just manga pages edited.
I don't know. There's
What?
also like one of the covers is him surrounded by a bunch of weapons. So I don't know.
They're just manga art. How often does things?
Are you sure? Are you sure, dude?
We'd have to read the manga and check, but his
I don't
power
know.
is just being American. That's pretty
It's
powerful.
it's pretty.
I mean, what? You know, he can probably summon nukes with that stuff.
I mean, the lolly vampire is fighting with fucking chains, so I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna put that as a solid maybe, because that actually it actually does seem quite interesting.
Yeah, same here.
And I don't mind the old deep game type thing. I wonder when Dead Tube's gonna get adapted.
Oh, Dead Tube, I love that shit.
I wonder when Dead Tube's gonna get adapted, because that's gonna be a fun time. But anyway,
Have you read the latest chapters of Dead Tube? Because I kind of fell off track.
I've read up to wherever the latest English thing is at. I think
I'm up
like,
to the part-
Sell me on Dead too.
Okay, so Dead Tube.
Off topic, but
Well,
sell me.
All right,
Should we not-
let me.
I don't really
Maybe
want
we
to
should
go
save
too
that.
deep.
Maybe
yeah.
we should say we'll save that for maybe after we've finished the list, and then then I'll sell you on
Mr.
Dead
No Fun.
Because
Mr. No
despite
Fun,
not
Elliot.
getting very deep into the list, we're getting rather far deep into the popularity. I never heard of this Hanako-san or Kun.
Yeah, I've not heard of it either. I'm gonna watch the trailer. I've seen the trailer for this. It's like some supernatural type.
Well,
thing.
ghost story, ghost legend on the
Yeah,
school.
like a ghost stories type thing. with
That's a
the guy
cute.
who's-
Yeah, it looks cute. I like ghost girls.
yeah.
I like dead girls.
Are
I'm a
you now the
necrophiliac.
necrophiliac lolly dominatrix now?
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Oh no! It keeps getting worse.
So
The
from what I
legend
gather,
yet grows.
from what I gather, yeah, it's like there's the cute girl, and then there's the dude who's the ghostman who fights the ghosts or something like that.
Oh,
He's
those
got
are the
a
same people who worked on Monster Musume.
Yeah,
Ooh,
It's
cool.
a very different art style.
yeah. There's
Yeah.
a guy who's
They've done all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
there's the priestman, and then there's the bunny rabbits, and the guy's got like the things on his face, and he's creepy as shit.
Is it
So
ghost?
yeah, no, I don't know. It's a ghosty fun times. I guess it's again a lot of these for me are just solid maybe. Like I haven't been fully sold on a lot of these, but some of them are just kind of like they're interesting enough to sort of consider. You know,
Yeah.
like
Next up,
alright,
romantic
so
comedy between scientists.
science. Oh, well,
Science.
then you'll be into
Science!
this, won't you?
The scientists want to discover love and whatever, the
Scientists
interest.
want to.
Here, I can tell you the secret. It's just chemicals in the brain. There, show's over.
We finally have an anime for r/I love science.
Basically.
Oh man, yeah, I'm watching the trailer and you got the cute beer mascot.
But
And,
then, of course, everything's shown has some detailed stats on it.
yeah.
Even the
Yeah, you gotta know what those bus sizes are.
It's important research material, Naritsu.
you gotta get those free measurements.
nah, man.
and, you
Even
know,
the building had its average rain. Had the average rain per month on it.
Oh man.
So
oh
doing-
man. So you got the lewd one, and you got the other one, and yeah. All right. No, it seems fun. Yeah. It's funny times.
Be
Funny
kinda
science
cool.
times. Yeah. All right. I don't know about that one. Next one we have Infinite Demogram.
Dendrogram. It's infinite
Dendrogram.
dendrogram.
All right. Oh, it's a
I've
VR
actually,
game.
yeah. So I've actually read like 10 volumes of the light novel of this, and I've actually been on a podcast talking about infinite dendrogram. So do you guys mind if I just pitch and geek
Yeah,
out?
Well,
and do that
should
for a
we
bit?
Yes,
first do a summary or the
Well,
synopsis?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, since this is Bio's time, Bio, do summary and sell us on this.
Okay, Infinite Dendrogram. In the year 2043, Infinite Dendrogram, the world's first successful full-time virtual reality MMO, was released. In addition to its ability to perfectly simulate the 5 senses along with its many other amazing game features, the game is promised to offer players a world full of infinite possibilities. Nearly 2 years later, soon-to-be college student freshman Reiji Mokomori is able to buy a copy of the game and start playing with some help with his experienced older brother. And his partner Embryo. Ryuji embarks on an adventure into a world of just what will he discover and encounter in this game world. What the fucking went up game world? Known for its incredible realism and infinite possibilities. So,
All right.
infinite Dendro.
Star Citizen?
Basically.
Yeah. So
Okay, we'll let
infinite.
Bio go.
Yeah. So infinite dendrogram is literally like infinite dendrogram is like so the video game itself. It is literally a game. It's literally like it follows the philosophy of your actions have consequences. So you know how in Skyrim you can like kill you can work for the Dark Brotherhood and do stuff like that and do all this mean shit like evil shit and not get punished for it. Well, in Infinite Dendrogram, there is consequences to every choice you make, and if you kill an NPC, that NPC remains dead. And if you burn down a village, that village remains burned down until
So
say someone builds.
It's a more realistic simulation of.
It's very much like because one of the cool things about Infinite Dendrogram is it's very much like a realistic, like if you kill an NPC and that NPC was going to give you a quest, like you don't get that quest
so
anymore.
it's a very realistic world the game is, but what's the
You didn't let me
story?
finish. You didn't let me finish, fucker. You gotta let me warm up to this shit.
Okay.
Wow.
So the story is about Ryeiji, or as he's known in the game as Ray, and his adventures. And so when you enter the game, you get a thing which is called an embryo, which is like it's very it's like an NPC. It's very similar to like a stand in a way. So
It's a baby, yeah.
yeah, so these embryos take different forms. They have different types. Like they can become weapons, vehicles, monsters, cute girls or shotas because it's an anime, and Reiji when his embryo hatches, he gets a maiden type embryo named Nemesis, and all her abilities are based around like revenge and getting even with people. I mean, one of her abilities is vengeance is mine, or
Alright.
and Ray is like and Ryoji's like this really good guy, and there's a bit of mysteries with the characters of like who these people are really. Like, there's a guy who's got like a succubus for an avatar, and his job class is pimp, and he doesn't act like a pervert at all. Like, he's a very like
so it's me then. Alright.
yeah. So and then you have like Marie Adler, who is it's just like it's just really cool, and the fights are literally like JoJo, because like some of the characters will have like the embryos out, but you won't exactly know what their abilities are.
Right.
And basically all the powers in this game are based on job class, magic items, and your embryo. And your embryo evolves and changes with you. Like in the light novel, I think Ray's embryo has 4 forms at the moment, and like she turns into like weapons and stuff, and it's just really cool. Like, I'll link the podcast where I talked about it. With
Okay,
the,
well, that's
so you guys can watch it later because they explain it better. But like,
basically, from what I'm gathering, is that it's a realistic simulation of a fantasy world within a game. Everyone has their own special powers and stands, etc., and they end up getting into fights to, and stand battles are a big component of it and that kind of stuff. Seems interesting. I'll put it on the watch list because alright. I don't know about anyone else.
Next up, Ruffle review.
Ruffle review. Alright.
this is a hard fuck yes.
I'm watching.
This is a hard fuck yes, and I can't wait for everybody to be triggered by its existence.
Gonna get fucking mad.
It from what I read the manga a bit, and it's significantly different from what I've been shown in the trailer. Because in the manga, have you read the manga?
No, I haven't. I don't know anything.
No,
about
I have
this.
not, sadly.
So the manga is basically only shows them in the pub, and just complaining about adventuring and how they are lazy about it, and they just let's go to a brothel, and then
As you do.
and they are discussing how they experienced the brothel, and then people found it interesting. We'll write a review on it and place it on the board, and you get paid on based on how much what you placed on the board gets copied. So how much more it gets copied, how much gets read, how more you get paid. And their reviews or the first review is popular, so they just go to different brothels again and again and get rich.
Well, I'm seeing a lot of
it's like my anime list, but for like brothels. That sounds great.
It seems like it'll be quite funny.
And the trailer shows much more action.
Alright, well, seems good. I know that there was quite a bit of people, there was some Twitter drama involving that one really the big-breasted chicks in the back there.
But these beings aren't human, so.
Well, that doesn't matter to Twitter outrage mobs. But anyway, next we have ID Invaded.
Invaded.
Alright, so it's another virtual world one, I take it.
With a murder mystery.
Oh wow, her eyes fucking gone. Stabbed, eyes gone, fucking woo.
Yeah, murder mystery in a virtual world. And he is going to figure out what happened. in a strange world where everything is upside down.
Right. You can tell we're running out of running out of steam, I guess, on this one.
Well, it's pretty. We're getting pretty low on the list, but this is an original, so it's very hard to say anything about it.
Well, it could be good. So, yeah, it's interesting stuff.
Premise sounds neat enough, at the very least.
Yeah. Sherlock,
Like,
Sherlock
like
Holmes and the Matrix.
Cyberpunk. And, yeah.
Yeah, like I'll check it
Matrix
out.
Holmes.
Like it seems interesting enough. Like I think it's worth like at least a quick gander.
Alright, next it looks like we have a cute girls doing cute things show. Something asteroid.
Snore.
Stargazing.
Oh, that sounds neat. I like things that involve space and astronomy, as it were.
I don't think I'll be watching it
feels
though.
Yeah, I'm watching the trailer and I'm already starting to see. She has to pick what club she's going to join. What club should they join? Oh, yeah, join the Stargazing Club. You know, they need some members or they're gonna get closed down or something. And then, let's join the Stargazers and the
And
cute
people
girls.
say isekai is still.
Yeah. And then, look, you've got the different archetypes.
That's cute
It's
enough.
the thing. Yeah, I'm not like, don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking it, but it's just like I can already kind of see where this is kind of going.
It's one of those shows that's made for people that might have an interest in, I'm guessing in this case, astronomy or something, and they tack on the cute girls, and it's a good old time for people who are into that, and it's confusing as fuck for anybody else.
Yeah. And this one looks interesting. Cute dragons. I want to eat dragons.
You want to eat some dragons, mate?
Yeah.
Time to see what dragons taste like. The crew of the airship Queen Zaza makes their living hunting dragons. Succeed and the reward is riches and all the meat they can eat. Fail and all that awaits them is a messy end. That actually sounds pretty fun as a premise, I'm not
And
gonna
the
lie.
CG
The idea of hunting dragons from an air... Yeah.
Yeah, it's like whale hunting, but a bit more intense. Also, the CG's
Yeah,
not too
I'm
bad
probably
either.
gonna,
Yeah, this is a
I'm
studio
probably gonna check
that
the
did.
show out.
This is a studio that did Knights of Sidonia, Blame, and Anjin. So they were basically
Yeah. Also the new Godzilla movie.
they did
Nice.
Polygon Studios were basically the first one to do a full 3D CG anime with, well, not the first of course, but let's say the first in these modern times, contemporary.
Yeah.
With Knights of
big,
Sidonia.
and which was a big release.
And they also have kind of pioneered the made it actually not just shit. You know, it's
Yeah.
actually pretty good. Because I mean, looking at the trailer, right, like it does, it's here's the thing with the CG stuff that a lot of other studios seem to make the mistake of, right, is that they try to make 2D anime, but they just make it 3D. Whereas when you're making a 3D anime, you have to think about it from a completely different perspective because you have more dimensions, right? It's a completely different medium almost, right, to animate in. So I think that, it looks fine. I would.
Yeah, shall we skip towards the Isoken ni wa te o Dasuna.
Which one? Because I'm.
Well, before that, I do want to kind of say that it's interesting that Orphan's getting an adaptation after all these
25 years.
Yeah, and I was mentioning this before, but like as far as I'm seeing this like retro callback in like the light novel industry. Like for example, the guy who wrote Slayers.
Well, we could probably sorry, I interrupted you there. I was just about to.
Okay. So it's actually very fascinating that you're seeing this sort of retro callback because I've been noticing like in the light novel industry that there has been like this resurgence of like older titles. To list a few examples, the guy who wrote Slayers, he just did a new volume, I think like a few months ago. And the guy who did Legend of the Galactic Heroes, there's a series he wrote called The Legend of the Four Dragon Kings, which isn't actually a bad series. I recommend everyone checks it out.
Alright.
But he released the latest volume of that, I think like a few months ago. So there is starting to be like this retro callback, which I'm just fucking enjoying because I love my fucking retro shit.
Alright, I reckon we could probably just like blaze through a shit ton of these just to kind of get through.
Yeah, I wanted
like
to
we,
do this.
like,
The
like
the Enzo can.
oh well, hang
Plus-
on. Like we've got Bing Gang Dream. We can skip that. It looks like cute. It's third season of some cute girls doing instrument shit. There's this other one with the helicopter person and the helicopters. And
Yeah,
stuff.
this one looks vaguely interesting because fantasy. No, not fantasy.
It's kind of like a steampunky-ish type thing. It's got a very interesting animation style too. It's
Yeah.
Very, yeah.
Sketchy.
Yeah, it's a sketchy type style. So yeah, it looks like it could be a solid maybe. And then we've got something from Silverlink, which looks like another MMO thing. Oh, this is the one with the shield. This is the shield. Yeah, I've seen the trailer for this ages ago. I
Well,
thought this had already come out.
I heard about this thing ages ago, and the premise is super cute and funny. And virtual MMO where you can feel pain, and she doesn't like to feel pain, so she just puts everything she has into defensive stats, which makes her an invincible tank.
Yeah.
Because who would ever put 100% of your stats into defense?
Who would ever min-max in an MMO is always the funniest idea, because that's something that people do in MMOs all the time.
Yeah.
Well, usually they'll
builds.
just also pick some offensive ability or whatever, but not, of course, literally nothing else but defense.
Your job is to get your shit beat or kicked in.
Yeah. So
yeah, if you're a tank and you invest everything into fucking defense, like you're just the unmovable wall. Like basically, people just put you in front of enemies so you can just aggro them.
Yeah, so it seems like it'll be pretty good. Might be a solid maybe. Then we've got a fashion show about the fashions. It's gonna go. This is fashion show.
All I have to say is watch Paradise Kiss. Next.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, no, I have never heard of a fashion show thing anime, so another thing that anime does.
Paradise Kiss is very similar to that. It's written by the chick who did Nana.
Then you've got 2027/7, which is a digital
idol.
A1 Pictures doing a digital idol project thing. So that's
Oh, it's by the AKB48 producer.
Ooh.
All right.
I'm surprised that the producer for AKB48 hasn't been Me Too'd yet. That seems like something that's going to happen in the future.
I didn't you guys hear that the guy from the Trigger Studio got Me Too'd, except they actually have evidence?
Yeah. Next we've got, I don't know, something about...
Toonies doing Toonies things.
Toonies doing Toonie things, alright.
Bully
Then
pulpits.
we've got a magic show, even though we already
Magical
had the
Senpai.
we already had the Superior Magic Show, and that was a few seasons ago.
Well, 2 or maybe
Magic
1.
Senpai of the Pool, what is your wisdom? It's 16, so it's a +3.
So yeah, that seems fine. Then we've got what looks like Rugby Show again, maybe.
Sports.
Yep, it's rugby. Yay.
Well, let's skip all the way until Mare Nase.
I'm just.
Shiton Gakuen.
Shiton Gakuen. Seitan Academy, a school full of animals where, thanks to population decline, there are fewer humans than any other creatures. That's a very Japanese premise. The Samajin, an animal hater and the only human male in this class, falls in love with Hino Hitomi, the only female human. The moment he lays eye on her, however, he soon finds himself entangled with various other creatures he reluctantly joins the pack of. Lanka the Wolf, the only other member of her pack. Oh, that looks cute. It's Animal Girls.
Yeah.
I might watch this.
We have a lot of animal girl shows.
Yeah, like this. Look, next we've got dogs, and we've got the Shinduku here and Nobunaga with dogs, and then you've got Show by Rock coming back, which has got cat girl things in it. Like Jesus.
Yeah, that's the thing that Sanrio produced. Now, there was this anime that was based off of this old manga. It got like a more modern adaptation, but it was about a dog that hunted bears to protect humanity or something.
I think I've heard of that. I think I've heard of something similar like that.
Yeah, it's something game
So,
or something like that. But
yeah, so I'm looking at the rest of this, and yeah, I'm not seeing anything else particularly interesting.
Yeah,
worth
so
talking about.
this is what the number one is: a TV short.
Huh? Ah,
Isekai Quartet.
Oh, would you look at that?
Oh, I wonder why.
God, in the first Isekai Quartet really didn't do anything with the premise. It was just like normal shit. But then, yeah,
I don't know. And then left.
I'm disappointed in everyone.
Leftovers, you've got Hiraraka, which I've been watching. That's alright. You got 7 Deadly Sins. Lots of leftovers this time. Food Wars is continuing. Fate's continuing. That Demon School one that I haven't been watching because it looks blah is continuing. Basketball's
It looks
continuing.
like early. It's almost 90s manga.
Now, further down on the movie list, there's one called Kyocho or Kyochu Reito, which me and a few other people reading the manga of that. That is some crazy shit that I'm surprised is getting an OVA. It's the premise is that they crash on an island full of giant bugs, and the giant bugs do giant bug things.
Yeah.
Like people. There's also
There's a lot of. I've been reading that. It's really good.
Yeah, and the main character is like a survival expert and also an etymology expert, so she has to use her knowledge of bugs. It's if you've ever watched any B horror movie, it is so
straight
fun.
up.
Like it's dumb as shit. It is dumb as fuck.
Sounds great.
Motivations are retarded. Everybody is an unlikable asshole, but it plays it so straight. It's great.
Straight up a fucking like early 90s B horror movie in the form of an anime / manga. It's fucking hilarious.
With
there's a lot of really good like fourth wall breaking moments too. Like there's because like sometimes they respond in ways that like doesn't make sense for a movie, but you could see somebody responding to in real life. Like there's a scene where 2 giant centipedes are battling, and they lured them into this so they could distract them so they could get something. Right? I forget what it was. This was years ago. One of the people's like just sitting around like, what are you standing for? It's like, are you kidding? I'm not going to be able to see a kaiju battle in real life again.
Oh man, and there's also the giant shit CG insects. Like if you watch the trailer, I actually think that the fact that the insects look like shit adds to the experience. Cause fucking Christ.
I'll just put it under not watching.
Oh no, I'm gonna watch the fuck out of that, man. It's gonna be great.
At least read the manga.
Yeah,
it's pretty fun.
I might read the manga.
This
sounds amazing.
It's really good. It's really good.
Should we wrap up? Because I want to talk to I want to talk about Dead 2 with Ellie and Red soon. Because
Goblin Slayers in the specials, I think that's probably the only.
Well, it's an OVA, not a movie.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I said. It's in the special / OVA /
Yeah, it's that OVA. Yeah, I've read Goblin Slayer. It covers it basically that OVA just covers one of the books where Goblin Slayer goes up to the snowy mountains to rescue I think it's a princess or a noble who has been kidnapped and captured by goblins.
Yep. So typical
fun times.
Typical fun times. So yeah, overall, since we kind of were lazy and blazed through the season, because it's
well, the season is less exciting than the previous 2 or 3. So
well, winter seasons are usually like the warm up season is like for most like anime seasons. Like it's usually like spring or summer where things really start to like heat up. Like I know that summer is usually where a lot of like the high intense like blockbusters come out and shit.
Well.
I mean, that's just a general.
Yeah,
in general, Ellie.
You're right. I'm sneak peeking it already for the viewers at home. There's a lot more interesting stuff in this next season.
Alright, well, I guess...
Starting out strong in the next season.
Alright, well, I guess we'll have to leave it there and leave people on the cliffhanger for next season, for the spring.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, ReZero's getting the sequel.
There we go.
Oh, also, Yahari.
Well, I'm gonna stop recording.
I'm
Well,
gonna stop my recording.
And then I'll say goodbye, y'all, until the next seasonal seasonings.
Bye bye.